Hi everyone, this is your librarian Michelle Nass from West, and I'm here to introduce you today into Purdue's Online Writing Lab, or the OWL. You're going to hear your teachers talking about it sometimes, especially in reference to MLA, APA, or Chicago style. So let's get started. The first thing you can do is Google Purdue OWL. We go into the Writing Lab. There's a lot here. This is for all levels from high school up to collegiate. So there's a lot of detail here that you're not necessarily going to need, but I want to show you where to start. So I always scroll down, and then here you have MLA, APA, and Chicago. So your teachers are going to tell you that they are generally working in a style. Generally speaking, English is often in MLA. Psychology is in APA. History can be in Chicago sometimes. So we're just going to start with MLA. Again, there is a lot here, guys. So as I go through this, where I want you to go to next is down to the MLA Formatting and Style Guide. If I click on that, it's going to break out lots of options. Start with the basics, the Style Guide. So this is going to walk through generally everything. You don't need to read this whole thing. You just need to look for what you're looking for. Most of you are going to be looking for in-text citations. So this basically tells you the rules for in-text citations and how to work different types of sources. You also might want to pay attention to specifically the sample paper. I love the sample papers in MLA, APA, and Chicago. Generally, when I'm writing a paper in a style I'm unfamiliar with, I will download this sample paper and have it up on my screen so that I can go through and check things like how to do your headers, or how to do this intro section, how to do your spacing, what kind of font you need, any indentation rules that are happening, how to use headings in MLA, so on and so forth. This is going to help you with all those nitpicky things that we tend to get wrong with our papers and just lose silly points on. So check out the sample papers. The same kind of thing is available for you in both APA and Chicago, but I do also want to show you. I'm going to keep this up, and then I'm going to go into my Noodle tools. Into a sample paper that I've started. And then another tab, I have Gale open. I got Gale from my library webpage. If you want more information on Gale, please go into the module that is accessing your content resources. I go into detail Gale there. But this is one of our databases that we use heavily. I just have an article up on women in aviation. If I wanted to cite this article, I would click Cite. I would choose my citation style, and then I would export directly to Noodle Tools. And then I'm going to make sure it's going into the correct place, import the references. You can see this green line. At this point, close out this tab. And the reason I ask you to close out that tab is because if you're going to import a second source, if this tab is open, it kind of gets a little funky sometimes. So close out that tab. We're going to go into our sources and make sure that that loaded. I've actually done this twice, so you're going to see it twice. But what I wanted you to see in connection to the OWL lab is when I edit the source and I click on MLA guide, here's that full citation for the formatting guide and the entire book. As I go through working in the citation itself, if I need to change anything, if I click into the sections, there's an info button, and the info button is going to give me a little more detail. If you need more detail, guys, if you're confused, you don't know what to do, that's when you bounce back over to this OWL. And you look up what exactly is going on in that section and how to work it. You also have a little bit more functionality in Noodle Tools. If I go back to my sources, remember I showed you this in the last video, click on Options and then in-text citation. It's going to help you formatting those in-text citations. So with these two resources, Noodle Tools and Purdue's Online Writing Lab, you have a lot of access to information that's going to help you structure your paper, do your in-text citations, and make sure you're avoiding things like plagiarism and academic dishonesty. But if you have any questions, as always, contact your librarians. We're happy to help you. If you want to contact me directly, it's mnass@dasc.org. Happy searching, friends.